The absolute height of luxury. Man, I haven't seen a power antenna in years. Leg alert. Wood grain and V8. You don't see that often anymore. Today you're gonna see it twice because Wooderson's getting a sister. Oh, there it is, y'all. On Buick Roadmaster Estate. Well, y'all, welcome back to Doug's Cars. What a great show it is today. 91 Buick Roadmaster Estate. Right here, I got the keys. Back in the day, when you got the round one for the doors and the square one for the ignition. This thing is huge. I'm sitting in the way back, and no joke, a knee alert, as Hubnut would say, I could close that tailgate and sit back here. There's that much room in the back of this car. It's crazy. It's massive. And right now I'm going to show you all about it and take it for a little ride, because it's been added to the fleet. It's not mine, but it belongs to my friend who has the Wagoneer that's currently housed at my house. So I'll be having this one for a little while too, until this whole virus situation gets taken care of and he can get here and pick all those up and head them back up to where he lives. So we're gonna have some fun with this. This thing is a boat and a beast, and I just can't wait. Let's take a look at it. Well, first off, let's walk around it, and I apologize, there's a bit of a wind today, so the paint's not fantastic, but the wood's in pretty good shape. Some of this is peeling off. I mean, just walking around this car will take forever. It's got the dual action tailgate, which is great. You do it one way here, and then this way it folds down, so you can actually have a tailgate party. And who doesn't want to have a tailgate party next to a V8 Lotus? It doesn't weigh 1,000,000 pounds like some of them did. It's got these opening rear quarter lights. The back seat has got to be massive. Well, I'm not sure how it comes up. Oh, there we go. There it goes. Velour. Jeremy Clarkson's favorite word. Look at the acres of blue velour in this. And it's in pretty good shape. The blue velour is everywhere. It's even on the door panels. I remember reading as a kid, Road and Track or somewhere, they called this stuff mouse fur, and I don't doubt it. And look at the size of the dashboard. It is crazy. And you know what else is crazy? 67,876 miles. And it's a 91, and that's real. It hasn't turned over. What a fantastic vehicle. If you enter the massive back seat, you get 2 map pockets, luxurious. And check this out. In addition to your own reading lights, you get this fixed sunroof. No sunroof in the front, none in the back, but you do get this fixed sunroof, which if you look on the outside actually pops up from the roof line a bit. And then you get this kind of, I don't know, the whole vehicle is aerodynamically designed, which is one of the reasons it's so bulbous looking, but wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? There are very few of you watching this show right now who know what that is, but that's their old advertising slogan from a long time ago. Let's pop the hood. What do you think's underneath here? And find the... Is that it? Where is it? Well, there it is. Hey, look, it's a, oh wait, no, it's a 305. This is not the LS motor or the LT1 motor version. Those came out in '94. This is a 305 Chevy with 170 horsepower. And look at, from here to the fan here, how much space there is. This thing is huge, and that is not anywhere near enough power for this vehicle. It's gonna be fun. It still has a lot more power than the Wagoneer, and it's fuel injected, so it's a lot more reliable. But yeah, these things really needed that bigger motor, the 350 LT1, and they gave it a lot more power. Let's take it for a ride. Well, here goes the initial start and run of the Roadmaster, and I apologize for my sweatiness because it's 80-some degrees out today. And once again, I'm driving a car that doesn't have air conditioning. Let's go. Initial start. Hey, fired right up. Power antenna went up because the radio was on. Oh, good. Temp is set on 75. Let's go ahead and do that a little lower there. All right, let's see how this 170 horsepower beast drives. The brakes feel very much like they do on the Wagoneer, which is probably because this is also a V8 covered in wood grain, although it's significantly newer. Backing this up is actually not as bad as you think. Then again, I used to have a Suburban, so backing it onto the street, that's a different story. Even in these days of coronavirus, there's plenty of traffic today, and this thing sticks way out. I gotta wait for the light to change. But hey, looks like a change. All right. Backing onto the street in the Roadmaster. Wow, that was some float. Just like drive, give it some gas. Hey, she moves. I mean, not fast or anything, but she moves. It's so floaty, and I imagine it's supposed to be, but wow, it's so floaty. Oh, that's not a real street. Why is that? I guess it was. The normal street was having work done on it. This is a street. I can go over this street. It's so floaty. It doesn't feel super massive. The hood definitely like curves way down in front of you, so it doesn't feel like you're driving something that's gigantic. But then, you know, it stops and it steers like a fairly normal car. It is very floaty. The tachometer is definitely very over optimistic. It's saying like 2200 RPMs right now, and there's just no way that I'm doing 2200 RPMs. Just not possible. This is such a lazy engine. Yeah, I just said like 4,000. Red line is 5,000, and the yellow area starts at 4,500. So we know this is a big old lazy 305 Chevy V8. Or 5-liter, more common parlance. But who needs a tachometer in this? This car is about lazy, comfortable, coast-to-coast cruising. If there's anywhere to go, because right now they can't even go out to eat. So yeah, I'm definitely noticing a bit of a rattle underneath when I go over these lovely streets of South Richmond that were probably paved during the Eisenhower administration. People wonder why the property taxes are so high. I tell them the streets are so good. Listen to that V8 roar. It actually sounds pretty good. It really does. I've got the windows up a little bit just because, you know, I want to minimize the amount of wind noise for y'all, but like, it sounds pretty good. It really does. I'm gonna drive this around a little bit. Like, I'm enjoying this. This is a fun car, and it is absolutely massive. I fit in the third row. You've all watched Doug DeMuro videos. You know every time he's in a third row of any modern vehicle other than a Suburban, he has to climb and fold himself in. He and I are basically the same height. And I fit back there, no problems. There could be two of me back there. We both would fit side by side. It's that big. And I don't even need to get in the back seat. I know I'd fit back there. Now the question is, will I fit in this narrow lane up here? Ugh. Yeah, I fit. That's good to know. This is a 91, so again, it has the 305 V8, the 5-liter Chevy V8. They got upgraded to 94, but this is the first model year of the Roadmaster in the modern era. Let's say, if you consider 91 to be modern, I do. They hadn't made it in a long time. It was the first year for the Roadmaster back then. I think in 92 they introduced the sedan, which I believe was built on a different chassis and had a different wheelbase. This is not the length of the Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham, which was a larger car but similar, and these are kind of all lumped together. They have similar interiors and all that. They were all made in the same factory. But hey, it kicks down. I can pass people. Again, the tach was just reading 5,500 RPMs, and that's definitely not possible. Wow. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but just going over that bridge and was kind of doing this. And I mean, it's kind of supposed to. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the suspension. It's just the way these cars were. They were made for long distance highway cruising. And carrying families around. I mean, this was the end of the era of the massive station wagon. And a lot of people my age had them growing up. I didn't really have any friends whose parents had them. I mean, there were some minivans, but mainly more normal cars. I mean, my mom had a two-door Cadillac. I mean, now you couldn't imagine having a two-door car, even that big, with kids. People insist on having full-size SUVs and things like that. I don't know. We just folded the seat forward and got in the back. Doesn't seem to be possible anymore. This car, you don't have to do that. This car, you can take everybody you know. Again, you can't hang out with more than 10 people right now, right? You can take 9 people in this. Because this actually has a middle seat, which nobody has a 6-passenger car with the middle bench seat anymore. They just certainly, maybe, I mean, some pickup trucks have a 3-0 cross seat, but even that is not common anymore. So this is bringing me back. But again, it drives like a modern car. It started right up. The brakes are okay. They're ABS. Obviously, it's got, I guess just has the one driver's side airbag because it's 91. I don't believe it had a passenger side airbag yet. They certainly were not required by law. And okay, I'm stopping here for a light. It's no problem. It's not urgent. It didn't really dive. Wow. I just went to put my arm on the armrest on the door, and the door is over here. In my car, it's here. In this car, it's over here. So this is a wide car. That's amazing. Like, I would normally drive with my arm up on the top of the door panel because I'm just going in a straight line, but it's like impossible. You'd have to drive like, and I have long arms. This is hilarious. So I'm gonna take it over my favorite windy, hilly road that's near my house just to see what it's like. This thing has some get up and go. I mean, it's probably the way it's geared because it's not that powerful of an engine, really. But, like, I mean, it moves. I still think I can't get over the armrest being that far away from me, though. Like, this thing moves. I can't even imagine what this would be like with the extra 90 horsepower of that LT1 engine. Reg, you need to do that. Mike said he'd throw an LS in it, or an LS7. There's an LS7 in that Camaro that's at the shop right now. You need to do that. Talk to him about financing. I can't help with that. That's okay. Here's the big hill. Let's see. Woo! Not quite a roller coaster. I know you can't tell on the camera, but it drives nicely. It's perfectly calm to drive. If the air conditioning worked, you could hop in this and drive it out to to Wichita right now to try to sell it to Hoovie, because he had one of these and he regrets selling it. This is a fun ride. I wouldn't want to park it in town, but that's what my i3 is for. The steering wheel is like this big around. It's tiny. Can you tell I'm enjoying this? Good, because I wanted one of these when I was like a little kid and I didn't know any better, but now I know better. And no, this isn't one of my heroes. The Impala SS from '96 might be one of those, but this is fun and I'm not unhappy about seeing this. I've got a grin on my face. You get a chance to drive one of these big GMs? Try it. It's fun. It's not just nostalgia, it's legitimately fun. I wasn't driving when this car came out. It's a blast. Who would say that about a Buick Roadmaster? A Buick Gen X, of course. I'm saying about a Buick Roadmaster. Call me Hubnut. Well, I came to a parking lot here to turn around. I'm gonna hit it. Listen to that V8 go. I mean, this thing drives great. Volts are good, temperature's fine, oil pressure's fantastic. It's almost 30 years old. It drives so much better than my Range Rover, and better than the Wagoneer, quite frankly. I mean, it's a much newer design. It's fuel injected, it's got ABS. It's just cruising along nice. I mean, it drives like a 67,000 mile car. There are other issues with it, obviously, because it's old, but the driveline drives great. Wow. This was a good deal. Thanks, Jerry and Carlene, for driving this up from Danville in this era of coronavirus as well. I hope we can enjoy our cars a bit longer. Who knows where that's going. Okay, rant over. This is fun. I haven't been out of the house in days. There she is, about to meet her stablemates for the first time. Ooh. Hey, look. More wood grain. There's plenty in here too. Don't worry, no trees were harmed in the filming of this video, I guarantee it. Well, thanks y'all for coming along on this little visit with Wooderson's new stablemate. I'm gonna keep bringing these videos to you as best I can in this uncertain time. There's just not a whole lot going on, and I'm very glad that I'm able to bring this to y'all. So thanks y'all so much for watching Doug's Cars. I'll be back as soon as I can. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hit subscribe.